Hi, thank you for joining me for Speaking Spirit. I'm India Lee, and this is the podcast where we explore all things having to do with energy, with spirit communication, with the messages that are coming through for us all the time in many ways. Whether you connect with spirit being your higher self, your higher knowing, your intuition, just the energies of the earth, the divine, it really does not matter how you choose to connect. What matters is that you're listening to that which is happening beyond what the mind chatter would have you know about, or would have you say, or that just the conditioning, the messages that we all sort of agree to live by, on this planet. There's a lot beyond that. There's a lot of wisdom, guidance, and truth beyond what our collective minds and unconsciousness would have us know. So we're going to start feeling into these energies and messages regularly. I've been doing it sporadically, did it monthly for a while, and now it feels like we're going to explore these energies every week and the messages that come through every week. At least that's what I'm being guided to do right now, is to feel into these energies for the week for all of us, and then for each individual zodiac sign. And you can apply that to your sun sign, your moon sign, or your ascending sign, or all three. Those each serve you in individual ways that we can explore in another episode. You can do a quick internet search to learn about your sun, moon, and rising signs. But we're going to feel into those individual messages after feeling into what spirit, what the guides, what the higher consciousness would like us to know for this week ahead. This is the week of January 24th through January 30th. But, time is relative, and if you're happening upon this at a different time, the messages here will serve you in whatever way that they're intended to. Okay. Now, I have gotten messages already for this week that it will be very important to be mindful of the frequencies, the energies, the things you're allowing into your own auric field. I know that sounds very spacey, but what we're really just talking about is you deciding, as the Queen of Pentacles, what you allow and what you don't. This is about you saying, you know what, I am claiming my reality here. I'm claiming the sun. My reality is that everything is happening for me. My guides, the divine, however you connect with the divine, they're all bringing in things that are for me. And even if they're challenging, they're still for me. They are still serving me. They are still lifting me up. And if I'm not able to see that in the moment, I'm asking for the divine help and guidance to see it, to see the ways that I'm being lifted up, to see the ways that things are happening for me. And that's something you're really claiming this week. And as you claim that, you will be disavowing, moving away from anything that would want to take away from that. Anything that would want to convince you that, oh no, maybe things aren't going to work out for you. It's like, okay, that voice can just go, because I already know things are working out for me. Now, will it always look like what my mind believes and thinks it should look like? Probably not. Definitely not. But things are happening in my favor. Things are being brought in to help me. And really embracing that, even when my mind can't see it, that's what's happening. That's going to be important this week, because this week will definitely bring an abundance of a dearth, they're saying, of ways that your mind and things in the world will help your mind to do this, will try to undermine and take power away from that solidness within you. you know, you have the King of Pentacles here, and we had the Queen of Pentacles. This is talking about a very balanced solidness and claiming of the abundance that you have been moved into. So the mind will come up with crafty ways to undermine that. One of those crafty ways may be through relationships, through particularly romantic relationships, where maybe that doubt is reflected to you. Maybe that, I don't know, how's this going to work? What are you doing? Maybe all that's reflected to you. When that happens, it'll be important to lean into this Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is about embracing that, no, I am supported. I am being lifted up. My reality is that I am being lifted up. My reality is that the divine is conspiring in my favor. And I'm really just not going to listen to the mind when it says anything else. When thoughts come in and try to compulsively, habitually pull me in another direction, I'm just not going to follow that. Now I'm going to notice it. You will notice it, and you will say, uh-oh, there's those thoughts that like to come in and that are conditioned to come in and cast out and bring worry and suck me into old and anxious thought patterns. You can notice that, and you can release it, and you can move more into this effortlessness that Spirit's bringing in. Ask for help seeing it. Say, okay, guides, my mind is making things feel like work right now. I need some help releasing what my mind's got a hold of right now, and I need some help moving into this ease. Will you please help me? Will you please give me eyes and ears to see and recognize the guidance that is coming in? That will be available to you this week. It's always available to you, but your guides will definitely be on standby, ready to come in when you ask, and just make sure you ask. Archangel Michael is here with this message of you are safe. You're being protected against any lower energies. And when we talk about lower energies, it's nothing scary. It can certainly manifest that way if that's what we're drawing in. But it is really just talking about things that compromise your power, things that undermine your internal power. That's what lower energies are. It's basically fear. Things that take you out of your strength. And fear can even make you afraid to function without fear. Fear can even, be whispering in your ear saying, you need me. You really can't go around living without me. That's not very responsible. That's not safe. It actually is. And, here is Archangel Michael saying, you are safe. Spirit comes in and says, no, you are safe. You can live in that fear-free place because you're with Spirit. And you know that, and you're listening, and doors are being opened because of that. That's part of the healing that we're all going through as a planet, is knowing that we no longer have to have an alliance with fear, because we are aligned with and leaning on faith and spirit and love and connection, and that's going to pull us through any challenges, and the challenges will still be there. But rather than having the challenges and the fear, we're going to just have the challenges, supported by the divine guidance, supported by the love. So moving forward in that is key this week. Moving forward in that, knowing that you are so divinely surrounded and supported, and really getting to a new level of agreement with that. Getting to a new level of non-resistance with that is what it's all about this week. Okay? So that message feels complete for this week. And the main thing is to stay out of worry any way you can. So staying out of worry, easier said than done, right? So just reduce the things this week that feed the worry, like, maybe listening to certain other people or the news or certain thought patterns that really just never end well, and paying more attention to what does make me feel good. Well, I feel good when I start the day intentionally and do a meditation and go for a walk and really talk to my guides and just do those things, not hoping for and expecting some perfect outcome, but knowing that that's going to support you, that that's going to put you in touch with everything that will carry you through this week. Yeah, there it is. You're just drawing that nurturing energy from spirit, from nature, from the sun, really just allowing that to come in and to charge that inner battery so that you have plenty of inner power to support yourself. You don't have to plug into anything external in the world because you've been charged up by spirit and by your own connection, which is solar powered. It's spirit powered. It never goes away. But it does take that connection. It does take that intentionality of being metaphorically out in the sun, being in connection with spirit. That's what charges your internal battery, not plugging in physically to anything in the world or another person. That's not what charges you. That keeps you dependent. So first we'll fill into what Aries is guided to know for this week, the week ahead. The week of January 24th, we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is about a sense of solidness, a sense of abundance, you being able to really feel and align with that, despite the fact that your mind might be saying, where is this abundance you're talking about? I don't see it. You may not see it with your mind. Your mind will tell you that there's all sorts of problems with all things abundance, that you don't have a lot of things to lean on. Your mind will be trying to actually drag you back to the past and to past resentments, past heaviness, and be like, well, I would have something to rely on if it weren't for this thing or that thing, and I just am never going to feel solidness because of that person or situation. It's time for you to take your power back and realize, Aries, that your power is in your heart. Your power is in the heart that's been with you through all of that difficulty, that's carried you through all of that, and realize, I am successful just by being here, just by being connected within myself. And I'm going to move forward. What happens if I move forward with this belief that I do have solidness and that everything will work out for me? What happens if I move forward with this belief that I can just let the heaviness of the past go? I can let any ideas that I have to fix anybody else go. They don't have the power to hold me back from my purpose, even though it has felt like other people had that power over you, Aries, in the past. They really don't anymore. And it's about you realizing that you can move ahead into all the good things for you, no matter what's going on with the people around you. Okay, that's for this week for you. And then Taurus, let's see what's happening for Taurus this week. Thank you. Well, we have the Nine of Swords. That is about anxiety and worry. So you may notice your mind, Taurus, being very active, very worried, and sort of giving you negative thoughts about painful situations that may or may not happen. They don't feel very real. They're imaginary, kind of like nightmares. And maybe you are having nightmares this week, but your message, the thing that will hold you or carry you through, is saying, I am being supported. Look at all these ways that support is being brought in for me. And I'm actually much more powerful than my mind would have me realize. Your mind is worried because you're not taking a lot of action right now. But the fact is, you're not being guided to take a lot of action right now. You're being guided to just pay attention to what you're being shown. Just pay attention to what's in front of you. And action is really not where it's at. It's not that you're supposed to run out and do something. But your mind might be telling you, oh, you need to figure out what you need to do. Figure out what you need to do. Just do what you're doing right now. And just pay attention in a closer, more more centered way. To maybe right now I'm supposed to just let myself enjoy peace. Maybe right now I'm supposed to just let myself know I'm safe. There's nothing you need to be scrambling and doing right now. Just let yourself feel the support of spirit and the support of all that's coming in for you, Taurus. Because there is quite a bit, there are quite a bit of gifts coming in for you, and that worry of the mind is just self-judgment. So let that go as much as you possibly can this week. And next, Gemini. Let's see what the message for Gemini is. Gemini, this will be a very reflective, self-reflective and inward week. You're actually going to feel very, this feels really peaceful. It feels like you might be especially calm, quiet, peaceful, and sort of to yourself this week, Gemini. You really won't feel a lot of need for the energies of others this week. And you are going to see some things open up. You know, sometimes you can really perceive and see things in solitude that you cannot see when you're around other people. And it feels like you're going to see ways you've been putting off something that is right for you for a long time. It feels like when you get this time just for you to listen and tune in, you're going to get some real clues about things that it's time for you to do for you, that you really can go ahead and move forward in. You're going to sort of, when you get that time alone, you're going to see there's not as many obstacles as you might have thought there were, okay? But this hermit time, sort of off by yourself, is important, because when you're around other people, or when you're assigning roles to yourself and others, your mind is very good at giving you lots of reasons why you can't focus on what is important to you. But when you get off by yourself, all of a sudden your priorities become very clear, and the noise kind of dies down, and you can feel all of a sudden what's important. So that's going to be key this week. And next is Cancer. The message is for Cancer. Thank you. So Cancer, you may be feeling tired this week, a bit worn down. It's important to know that it's safe for you to rest. It's safe for you to let yourself just kind of let go. You're worthy. You're worth it. You can ask for help if you need it. You can ask for the time and space that you need. It's actually very important that you do. Okay? Because Cancer, it seems that you have had quite a bit of drama going on around you. If it's not real, then maybe it's mental drama. But it has really drained you. And it's attached to old beliefs about yourself that says you have to participate in this drama. Or that you have to listen to others, you know, or really give to others as they're going through their personal dramas. Spirit's going to show you this week that the more you let go of all that, the more you actually are going to receive, and that you're worthy of receiving. You're worthy. You're the main character of your life all by yourself. You don't have to have all of this other drama pulling the focus away, okay? Yes, you're very surrounded by good things when you do that. When you let go of the ways that your mind tells you have to manage what's happening with other people, you're going to find so many gifts this week, Cancer. So might take some affirmations, you know, the sort of not my monkeys, not my circus kind of thing. I don't have to tend to this, and I am worthy of my own focus. Okay? All right, next is Leo. Messages for Leo for this week. Thank you. Messages for Leo. Thank you. Knight of Swords. It's going to be important for you to communicate something about how you want to move forward on your path. It's important for you to speak to someone that you want to allow your options to open. You want to be able to look at more than what You have been. You want to open something up in a way. And your mind has been telling you that if you do this, if you change these things, if you shift into this full power of yourself, that it's going to upset someone else, that it's going to cause problems, but actually the other person will be relieved and will reflect to you, oh, that's great, I actually love that. Because, Leo, you've been telling yourself all kinds of rules about yourself and about what you have to do and what others expect of you that just aren't true. They are based only on that limited mind perception. So allow Spirit and your guides to help open you up to the possibilities beyond what your mind can see. That's going to be really important for you this week. Okay. Next is Virgo. What are the messages for Virgo? Thank you. Okay, Virgo, this is a week where you're going to be breaking out of some walls of limitation that you have always thought were there around yourself. But you're going to start seeing that you're actually the one putting the walls around yourself. Because when you look around, everyone else is inviting you, or Spirit is inviting you, or both, to step out of that tower, to step out of that confinement, and you're the one that's sort of been saying, no, I have to stay here. I can't go out. I can't break out of this. But the only one saying that is you. The only one saying that is your own perception, outdated perceptions of yourself. It's time to challenge those. It's time to start asking yourself, how much of what I do and how I'm living am I doing because I actually want to? And how much am I doing because there's some voice inside me that says, this is just what you have to do? Because it's time to cut that away. It's time to look at that voice that says, no, you have to, and go, who's saying that? Who's saying that? Because my heart's telling me I don't have to. Other people seem to be fine with me, not doing this. So why am I doing it? Why am I telling myself I have to? Okay. And next is Libra. The messages for Libra for this week. Thank you. Oh, Libra, just like Virgo, you have that tower of expectation. And it's not the tower. In this deck, it's the Four of Pentacles is depicted as this woman in a tower, which shows someone being holding on to old perceptions of self, or old perceptions, in your case, Libra, of limitations of, well, I just simply can't cross this line. Well, you have it with the Hangman, which says, trust Spirit, because you're being shown that that line doesn't even exist anymore. It's as if you have been living in this little fenced-in area, and all of a sudden the fence is gone, and you're still holding yourself to this little fenced-in area. And that's just because you've been in it for so long. So Libra, it's time for you to start making yourself, in a loving way, go outside that little fenced-in area. Especially when it comes to what your thoughts tend to do, having to do with other people. Because there's a lot around other people that you're being invited to and asked to let go of. Especially around old resentments, well, you won't let me do this, or you don't want me to do that, or you're holding me back in this way or another way. This week is really going to be important, Libra, for you to listen to that little child inside you and let them play. Let them do what they want to do. Get outside that fence. Okay, so play, explore past the boundaries of what you think you can do. And move into and notice, wow, maybe there's no fence anymore. Maybe the fence was all in my mind, or it is now, and now I can just run free. Okay, beautiful. Next is Scorpio. The message for Scorpio for this week. Thank you, Scorpio. For Scorpio. So you have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about the things that are coming in now for you. Notice the ways that you might be, I'm hearing that song, Don't Stop Believing. And are there ways, Scorpio, that you've been giving up on your dreams ever coming in, or the things you've been manifesting ever coming to be? This is not the time to give up. This is the time to really tune into what lights your fire and use that to fuel these manifestations, because the push, they need the energy of your passion to continue to draw in what's right for you. So don't give up. Do keep putting those things that make you passionate first, and don't let anything kind of throw a bucket of water on that fire. Okay, keep that fire going. It's really important. Sometimes judgment, self-judgment, or the imagined judgment of others can feel like it's putting out that fire inside of you. But something this week is really shifting that. Something this week is really moving you into a sense of, no, I'm putting more fuel on this fire, not letting it die out. Okay, so pay attention to that, because you're worth and worthy of being able to receive your passions and dreams. Okay, and next is Sagittarius. For this week, for Sagittarius, you have the Six of Cups. There's a very important loving, intimate connection happening for you this week, Sagittarius. You're going to experience this deep connection. It's a childlike connection, and it's a pure joy connection, and it's one that you're going to be coming back in contact with a part of your young self that you have lost touch with for a long time. That sense of joy and that sense of connectedness with someone else. Very youthful, very innocent. Follow that when it happens, whether it's with a friend or romantic. It's going to challenge, it's going to pull you out this week of some old heaviness that you need to be pulled out of. So if you're feeling very down, heavy, and Spirit comes in, or maybe sends a friend in or some connection in with this, hey, let's play. Or even if there's no one else, just that sense of, okay, what does the child part of me want to do? Allow yourself to follow that, because you're being moved out of, with Spirit's help, some real heaviness this week, Sagittarius. And just keep trusting and following and leaning on Spirit, because this is actually going to be a very powerful contraction period before the expansion. We have that pain and then that creation, and you're in those kind of labor pains before this big creation. So ask for Spirit and your guides to help you through that, and to send in things that connect you with that childlike magic within you to pull you through it. Okay. And next is Capricorn. For this week, what are the messages for Capricorn? You have the Nine of Wands. You may be feeling a bit tired, a bit run down, because you've been working very hard, Capricorn, as you always do. You've been working very hard to move away from things that don't feel right for you. And you've been very powerfully moving in the direction of your soul. And what you're tired of is that your own mind is just so strong. Your own ego is just so strong that, Capricorn, it can feel like you're just always pushing against it. You have the King of Wands and the King of Swords here. The King of Wands is very soul aligned and powerful, and the King of Swords is very mind aligned and powerful. So these are two energies pushing against each other. But you also have the Hermit, and it's seeing, how much energy am I spending pushing against, when really I just want to ask Spirit to bring me everything I need and let things be effortless. You have the Ace of Cups here. So the Ace of Cups is being able to grab that cup of blessings, and you have Justice. That means no more struggle. Oh, and you have the King of Wands, which means that's the winner, right? So it feels like part of you, if you're really honest with yourself, doesn't want the King of Wands to win. Part of you wants the King of Swords to win, because the King of Swords, okay, in the King of Swords reality of the mind, it's sort of like, well, at least in that reality, I know things are going to be hard and I'm not going to get certain things that I want. And it's sort of like a guaranteed outcome of, you know, when you kind of know that things are going to be bad, you sort of have comfort in that because you don't have to surrender and you don't have to turn over to the miracles, which is a card you're getting here, surrendering to miracles. You don't have to surrender to miracles when you kind of know that things aren't going to be great and there's not going to be possibility. There's part of you that would be best to be to look at in a compassionate way, and look at that part and go, hey, I know you don't really want to surrender, because surrender can be scary and it can be uncertain, and there's certainly a part of you that equates uncertainty with pain. So, and sure, there is some pain, but what that part of you doesn't tell you is that there's guaranteed pain all the time with the King of Swords, you know, and that's what you're really choosing to end. So Capricorn, it's about having compassion for yourself and going, yeah, of course, you know, of course there's parts of this that I'm scared of in the surrender into how good my life can be when I'm living from the heart. Of course there's parts of me that kind of are resisting living from the heart, but I am going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And stop struggling with that part of you that keeps on sort of wanting to bring you into the drama of the struggle. Listen to your own body, because your own body this week is going to tell you when your energy feels really, really good and when there's struggle going on inside that you might not be aware of. Okay? Next is Aquarius. Aquarius. This is a week where some things you've really been waiting for are coming in beautifully. Now, when they come in, you may have waited for them so long that when these blessings come in, you're almost fighting them off. Be aware of that. Okay, so if there's anything where it feels like you're reflexively pushing something away because it's like, oh, it's attacking me, kind of feel into that and go, or is it just gifts being delivered? And just take a minute to breathe into it and say, maybe good things can actually feel like they're attacking me when I'm not used to receiving them, or when the ego is in charge and telling me that everything's going to come in and attack me, you know. So especially when it comes to other people, if your sort of defenses go off a lot this week and you're like, oh, threat here, a threat there, make sure you're feeling into that and going, is there another lens I could look at what's going on with this person through? And is there a reality in which maybe it's not actually the threat it feels like, but a gift that's being delivered, that's being brought in? How could this be a gift? That's your question for this week, Aquarius. Every time you feel kind of triggered going, how could this be a gift? You know, Spirit, please show me how this could be a gift, because it's going to be. You have the Ace of Cups. Okay, beautiful. And now Pisces. Pisces. For this week. Okay. Pisces, a very reflective week for you as well, going inward, noticing that there's something that has hurt you for a long time no longer has the power to hurt you. You're not really, you're definitely breaking a cycle of negative thoughts. And Pisces, these negative thoughts have to do with scarcity and lack. And this week you're really moving into a place of going, well, what if there's actually plenty for me? And what if I don't have to be worried about there not being enough? Love, joy, financial wealth, whatever it is. And you're going to feel ready to move forward on your path and release some of that fear. You're going to feel empowered to move forward in your healing this week in a way that you really haven't felt before. Because before you were tied to this lack mentality, and now you're really moving into more of a, I actually feel very supported by Spirit. Pisces, one thing that will be important is to pay attention to your thoughts. And when your thoughts start running away with you, stop and go, wait a minute, where are you taking me? Where are you taking me, thoughts? I don't think I want to go there. I want to go toward success. I want to go toward all these wonderful things Spirit's bringing me in. These thoughts don't feel like that. And just stop. And even if you don't know how to go in that new direction, just stop and breathe and say, okay, guides, please show me. Higher self, please show me how to move in this new direction. And you can always head in that direction by just asking the question in the moment, what is a more loving thought I could have? What thought would be more loving to me right now? What thought would be more in alignment with abundance flowing in for me right now? And just ask that question. Even just asking the question interrupts the negative thought patterns. Okay? Well, thank you. I hope that these messages serve you. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And I do hope you'll let me know how everything resonates. And we will connect again very soon.